YouTube. We are joined on YouTube and Comrex.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a full-service guest right there.
The great Frank Caliendo is online. Frank, what's going on, man?
Very high-level audio and video for you guys.
It's impressive.
Very impressive,
It's
Frank.
impressive.
You've changed with the times.
I struggled all morning trying to put all this together.
I'm right there with you.
I'm glad it worked, man.
Now, Frank, I was thinking about you the other day because I follow you on social, and so I know you're still doing how many weeks a year are you working now?
Well, I took a lot of time off. Now I'm working a lot to work on a bunch of new stuff. So I've been working almost every week. And
That's what I thought.
That's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's my question. Madden was such a big part of your act, and now that he's passed away, is he...
Wait a second. John Madden passed away?
Yeah, this is breaking news. Hang on a second. Gentlemen, this just in.
So what I was wondering is he still a big part of your act, not at all in your act, or what percentage is Madden still part of your act?
I don't get to it for about 30 minutes. People are usually antsy for it because they paid the money for the tickets. I do some Madden. He's going to be relevant again with this Madden movie that's coming out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Nicolas Cage is playing Madden.
Yeah, and they called me to audition for the part of Howard Cosell, which made no sense at all. But I think they just wanted me to talk to Nicolas Cage about doing the Madden
Now, do you
voice.
have some Cosell?
This is Howard Cosell. That's all I could really do.
Oh, that's really it, huh?
Yeah, that would be the whole movie. This is Howard Cosell. It's got to be
You're
like
still
Groot.
in the impression business, right?
Wait, Frank, did they not even have a conversation with you about playing Madden?
No, I think they wanted an A-lister. I mean, I
Okay.
think that's really what it was.
Yeah.
But they did. My agent called me and said the director and Nicolas Cage want to do a Zoom with you. And I'm like, I don't want to do a Zoom. He's like, why not? I'm like, because I want to hang out with Nicolas Cage. If I'm going to
see the tigers in the cage and all the snakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my monitor lizard. Enjoy him. You know. I
So-
named him Pat Summerall to the 20, to the 25. Take it, John. We're going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Boom. So I didn't. I don't know. I started talking about it, and then the Zoom never happened. So. But I think the Madden thing will become relevant again in terms of that, and just not even being asked to audition for the part of John Madden, I think is funny. Although I'm 5'6", Madden like a 6'5".
Couldn't have pulled that off.
Yeah,
No.
that would have been hard. Well, they could have given you a lift.
So I saw you do a bit, Frank. Hang on a second. I saw you do a bit about Charles Barkley and how he feels about the NBA right now. He's been complaining a little bit.
Well, it's like going to a bakery and the baker is like, you should be on a low-carb diet, right? I mean, let's do Atkins. So I think that's the amazing thing about Charles Barkley to me is he's on a show that's supposed to basically promote the NBA, and he's just always like, this is the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. This is not the game the way it's supposed to be played. And my joke has always been that, and it's real, that he doesn't pay attention, right? That he doesn't even care. They're like, what do you think of the game? I have no idea. I really wasn't watching. But I tell you what, Kim Jong-un is crazy. Vladimir Putin is nuts. These guys are going to blow up the world. And then in March Madness, Ernie Johnson went to him and was like, during the I think it was the opening round, and he said, what do you think of the first half, Charles? Is like, well, that's a good question, Ernie. And even Kenny Smith was like, it's your job, man.
Yeah, I don't think he knew one player.
Yeah, and right, he's like number 35, passed to the guy with the blue shoes, and then the headband guy swatted with. Do you know any names? I don't have to know the names. I know everything that's going on. I don't really tune in to watch the NBA and TNT to watch. I want some analysis, but I want to see what Charles has to say. It's the bits falling apart that make it great, right?
Yeah.
It's the thing when I did Fox and when Riggle did Fox or when anybody, even Jimmy Kimmel doing Fox, you're a pre-taped bit, right?
Sure.
So your 2 minutes of taped bit, if something isn't good or something's not working, people can sense it, but they can't say anything. So nothing in the middle of the bit can be messed with.
Right.
When they mess with each other on the NBA and TNT and something falls apart, that's the best part. Charles, Shaq having to go to the bathroom. I gotta go. Time to go. And he's got to take a Shaq right now, guys. He's gonna take a Shaq. There's gonna be lots of matches, knucklehead. That's the stuff that happens, and it's it's honest and natural and real, and those are the things that make that show not just the best show. I think probably best sports show. It's one of the best shows, if not the best show on TV, just because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right. They don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
To your point.
Yeah.
So, Frank, can you still do politics in 2025, or do you try and stay away from it?
Well, I don't do actual politics. I do the character voices.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to hit things that don't really make anybody mad.
Right.
But I do start out with the Trump stuff, and I just go with stuff that's like he's like Houdini. He has the ability to get out of almost anything. The stock market goes down 3,000 points. He's like, look at this graph. It's a bad graph, and a lot of people are saying it can't get any better. But if you turn the graph upside down, look at what happens. It goes up now, and we're doing very well. We're doing very well with upside down graphs. And then I got to balance it out with Joe Biden, which, my first joke is I've got a Joe Biden impression. I'm not getting to it yet because it's just wandering around backstage right now. So I even it out. Folks, come on. When I was a young man growing up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, 30, 40, 500, 500. He's like a drunk auctioneer. Joe Soul, the guy in the blue hat. Come on. So it's just kind of, it's not. I don't get into although I have been putting tariffs on some of my jokes lately as Trump.
Well, you can't go wrong there, yeah.
I have been doing that a little bit. I did a joke about Canada tariff, huge tariff. It's gonna pay off in the end. It's gonna be very, very. I do library Trump, by the way, too. It's like they're very quiet, very shh. We're going alphabetically. It's gonna be very good.
Frank, give me something obscure. I love a good obscure impression.
What's obscure to you? Lesser known would be like a John C. Reilly. Did you touch my drum set? Did you touch my drum set? Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. I had no idea that this was even doable. Or Paul Giamatti. I believe that is one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Really great.
So those three voices are related. If you go. So I've done this before on social media. So it's Kermit the Frog here. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. So if you take Kermit the Frog and then Fozzie Bear, waka waka waka, that's nasal and throat. Okay, throat. So if you take Kermit the Frog, hi ho, Kermit the Frog here, and then you bring it down a little bit, it becomes John C. Reilly. Did you touch my drum set? Like I said before. Now you add some air to it, and it becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. Now. Bring it down even more, and it becomes Paul Giamatti.
Wow.
And I do not or will not accept a freaking Merlot. It's not happening. Now, if you bring it back up, okay, if you go back to John C. Reilly and you go a different way, and you put it a little tighter in your throat, it becomes Seth Rogen. I had no idea it was even doing that in there. And then if you tighten it up even more and higher, it becomes Joe Rogan. Jamie, pull that up. Oh, my God, that's effing nuts. That's crazy.
Oh, that is so
boy, those
good.
are all good. Hey, Mace, do you know where Frank is going to be in 9 days?
No.
Toledo.
You're playing Toledo?
I only play the big venues, guys.
Oh,
well, that's
my
where
God.
Mason's
That's
from.
where I'm from, Toledo.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's my hometown.
Oh, you were always over at what's the roller coaster park in Sandusky?
Yes, Cedar Point.
Cedar Point.
That's a classic. Yeah, no, you know what, Frank? I used to be one of those morning radio guys in Toledo, Ohio, on 93Q WRQN, and the comic who was playing the weekend always would come over and do the radio, the morning radio. Are you doing that? Do you do that? Do you do a local radio show to promote your appearance in Toledo?
I'm doing one right now, guys.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, we play big in Toledo. Now, if I asked you, could you create an impression of either me or Ireland, and how long would it take?
Oh, I think both of you have voices that are probably doable, but they would probably take maybe a year. I don't know. Yeah, it takes a long time to get something. Because you have a little bit of the nasal thing, and
yeah, I
John
do.
And John has the deeper type of voice and a little bit of
very booming resonance.
Yeah, there's almost always a little bit of broadcaster in you, John.
Yes,
not over the top baseball announcer, but bouncing ball down the third baseline.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah.
But it's not that far. But you have, because you do so much of that, I think it becomes part of you.
Now, is there ever an impression, like every impression I've ever heard you do is really good? Did you ever try one for like as you said, like a year, and you just didn't get it and gave up?
That happens all the time.
Does it really?
There's lots of them that I'm terrible at. I mean, it's just I try not to do them in bits. I work on them constantly. It took me a year to get Berman because they blend into each other. I was trying to get Chris Berman for years, and it just kept becoming Al Pacino. But then, and then it just figured out that it was, say what you will, but nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Back to you guys. You know? So and then it's just there. You can always just get cartoony with it, too. If you don't have the dead-on impression, you go for the more cartoon version, which is usually much funnier. The dead-on impression, like the Morgan Freeman, and that's when he realized he could do this one almost key exactly the way he needed to. But then to find other things that go up and down with to make it more of a caricature as opposed to like a sound-alike type of thing.
Right. Now, when he was alive, Madden was, at times he was not flattered by your impersonations, even though we loved them and we thought they were great. Has anyone else ever gone that way? Has anyone else ever gotten mad at you for doing them?
Probably the person who's disliked me the most is Jim Rome. That, ridiculous, incredible, right now. 3 of you getting this, the rest of you have no idea what I'm doing. But the 3 of you who are getting it are wetting yourselves. Grab the fish wrap, enjoy what's about to happen, because this is going to be great. Dear Jim, what is up? How great is that?
We used to be his lead-in for like years. For like 10 years, we were his lead-in. That's dead on. But it got back to you that he didn't like it.
Yeah, and a couple guys filled in for him from Phoenix, and they had me on that day. And after that, they used to fill in for him all the time. After they had me on, they were never invited back.
Yeah.
We were the opposite. We used to have you on when we would go to the network, and they would have us back. Like, you were the only reason they liked us. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't on the Rome show. And I always liked Rome. I mean, I usually like all these. I like all these, I'm going to call them characters, but the personas. I always think it's fun. I try to find stuff that I like about people and then make fun of that or have fun with it. That's what the Gruden stuff is. I tell you what, man, you guys want to open some boxes, man? You guys open boxes? I love getting boxes. I like to bring in a box that's twice the size of me, limp on in, and then open it up, man. Then inside a box, there's another box. Then inside that box, there's another box. It's like Russian nesting dolls. What's inside that box? It's a Chucky doll, and I'm staring into myself right now, man.
That is so good. Now, did it hurt you when Gruden dropped off the map for a while? Did you have to take him out of the act?
Because I got out of it. I was because I know him really well too, so I didn't.
That's right. You went and did like things with him when he was coaching the Raiders, right?
Yeah. I did that, and I didn't. That's not really what I do. I try not to. People want me to do a bunch of Belichick stuff recently, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm sure there's some other people doing it, and it's just not. When I get mean, people don't really like it, so I try to stay on the silly side.
Right.
As they're on their rise again, as Belichick's. I'm sure hopefully he'll have a comeback from this low, that I'll probably mess with something as that's happening, because it's just more more or less the way I do. And now I do. People will say, you dig into presidents and stuff. I feel that's a little different, and I never do it in a super mean way. I kind of let the audience decide. They go however they want with it. But when you're the most powerful person in the world, I'm like, I can go a little further with that and let you mess with it.
So, Frank, you're playing, let's see, you're playing Toledo, Rochester, Joplin, Altoona. Where else are you doing? Is that a good club in Altoona?
Well, I'm not really playing Altoona, but I would love to. I think I'm doing Pittsburgh. I'm doing Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. But yeah, you know what? I like the Midwest and the middle of the country. I grew up in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So I was just in Minneapolis, and it's crazy because I sold out in Minneapolis in 2 hours for two nights. It was just clubs, but it sells out immediately. So in Milwaukee sold out in like That one was a little bit later. But for some reason, in Minneapolis, it usually takes me a week or two to sell out, and I sold out in like 5 hours.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing my last name to Bargatze at that point. So I don't know. But I've been out of the stand-up because I wasn't having a lot of fun doing it for a while. I was just getting repetitive with what I was doing. So now I've been writing a lot and working on a bunch of new things and putting some of these voices that people know into new situations and different observations and going with that. And it just gets the creative juices flowing and gets going, and it's more fun for me. And people can sense that.
So you say it would take about a year to get me in Ireland down?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. We'll talk to you in a year.
Yeah, I was set myself up for that one.
I just want to say we have both had the pleasure of
It's the first jerky thing I said.
Yeah, he almost made it the whole thing, Frank, without being a jerk.
I remember calling in one time. I was on my way to like the Brea Improv or something. I had a cold, and I remember I had a terrible headache, and I called in because I couldn't make it there. And I really felt like I was bombing. And, there are times where I'm okay and not great on the radio and stuff like that. I get it. But I really wasn't doing very well, and you guys were laughing at nothing. I had a bunch of cold medicine in me, and you just laid into me. And I texted you after. I'm like, was it that bad? And you were like, I don't want to say. When you're that honest about it off the air, I know it's a bad appearance.
This one, I would give you a good solid 5.
I knew it.
Frank, I'd give you an 8. But I do want to say this. I've had the pleasure of seeing Frank live. If you never have, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You got to get a crew of people. You'll laugh your ass off. And
I'll get back
to
L.A. or Irvine or something and come see you
Yeah,
guys.
come hang out. We'd love to have you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right. Thanks for jumping on the YouTube and the Comrex and all that stuff to make it
Thanks
good.
for making the technological world work for us, Frank.
No problem. Great job by you. Better job by me. Rack me. I am out.
There you go. Say hi to Toledo for me.
There is the great Frank Caliendo.
So good.
The best.
Do you have any impression?